All right, everybody, I am here with Joshua Goldberg. You might recognize Joshua from electric vehicles that you've come across in history. And we're working on a project for Joshua today. And we're taking this Circuiter electric scooter and we're going to try to merge it with this wheelchair. So we'll see how that goes. And Joshua, what do you think about this project here?
Be useful for people that are physically disabled if it works. Everybody likes electric scooters. They go fast.
They go fast.
Wheelchairs, they don't. They go really slowly and people like speed.
So we're going to make a speedy wheelchair.
If you're physically disabled, you're already in a wheelchair, so if you have an accident, you don't work out the wheelchair.
Yeah.
The way it works is, you're physically active, you don't need a wheelchair, you get an accident, they give you a wheelchair.
Well, hello everybody, it's Arne here from ecocycle.ca, and look, we've got a couple different things on the bench today, and what we're doing is we're taking this 3,000 watt all-wheel drive high-performance scooter, and we're going to attach it to that wheelchair. So I don't know how it's going to go. This is for a customer, and he had this idea and he asked me to make it happen for him. So that's what I'm going to do here. And if you find that interesting, then please don't forget to subscribe and follow. And let's mount this Circuiter Raptor Pro to that wheelchair right there, and let's have some fun. I think that might be an interesting vehicle at the end of it. So here we go. Let's do it. Okay, so this thing's just basically out of the box. It's not even charged or anything. Still got the plastic on it, and brand new. I'm gonna try to see if we can attach it some way, somehow, to this wheelchair. All right, so this is the underside of the chair, and I'm really looking at this for the first time, just like you. There's gonna need to be some structural modification here, and that's why Joshua called Arne. So let's have a plan, and we'll come back to you when we figure out what we're gonna do. All right, here we are. We're just looking at the Circuiter, and it's quite a nice scooter. If you like scooters, at least from my perspective, looks like it's really nicely made, and it's got lots of features. Built-in suspension, front and rear. That's all nice aluminum casting. It's on a nice aluminum extrusion here with some cast end caps by the looks of it. So I think we're gonna try to clamp on to the deck somehow right here, because it's nice and straight. And yeah, front end, kind of a cantilever front end, pretty cool. Disc brakes, mechanical, dual motor. I think we're going to be able to do this. And you can see that the back will tilt up, and I think this fella mentioned that he likes riding chopper style, so we'll see if we can accommodate that. I'm going to drop that frame down as much as we can, and hopefully everything we can get back into normal geometry, so that there's still a tilting mechanism available for use on this chair with the scooter. So that'll be cool. So let's do it. Okay, so here is my plan to get these guys melded together. Before I cut any of these structural pieces here, they're actually the only pieces that hold this frame together, I need to reinforce it. So I'm going to take a bar from right here and put it over to the other side there, and then I'm going to come around the back side here and do the same somewhere back here, I guess. Might be okay for now to keep the frame square while I chop out 9 inches from the center of this frame, and then I should be able to lower this chair right over top of the scooter body, and then I will build some fabricated somethings to basically encapsulate the deck of the scooter with provisions to hopefully secure it. And yeah, build it off of there. So that'll be the hard part, and then yeah, I just got to cut down that steering yoke somehow. And there's lots to do here and figure out all the other geometry. But yeah, I think I got a plan and I just need to execute now. So stay tuned. All right, well, we got the cross members welded in position and a couple 1-inch tubes, 1/8 wall tubes. So it's actually, I think, the same gauge as the chair. So not light, but strong. And seems to clear everything. And now that we've got the basic frame structure in place, we can chop out the center section here, and the scooter is going to go right into this little area here. The deck will go where that center structure is there, and hopefully we can just raise that up and then reattach the chair with the tilting mechanism intact. So let's see how that goes. I'm going to go on the record here and suggest that this project is potentially extremely dangerous. And not only is it dangerous to an athlete, but especially a senior. So you got to drive at your own risk. And I'm just making the conversion happen. But it's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be a crazy machine, and I can't wait to see it, but I wouldn't take a corner too fast with it. That's for darn sure. Anyway, so we'll see how it all works out here. So it's going to be real interesting. Okay, chop chop. We're going to sawzall the frame out with this bad boy. And we got all the structure in place. So hopefully it comes out and things don't move around too much afterwards. So let's do it. Okay, time for chop chop. Let's see how this goes here. And we're just going to start with one. We've got some marks on here. And let's make some space for a scooter. And there she be. Okay. Center structure removed. We'll give the scooter a little trial fit here, see how she goes in. Not late. Not late. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Oh, look at that. But that's looking pretty fine. I like it. I like it a lot. Feeling my way through it here. I just need to kind of figure out how I'm going to encapsulate the scooter body. And I think I can just run some bent tabs up off of those cross members and basically tie them back into the original cross member. Just put a little jog and everything, and I think that will look good. I could probably gusset those and make everything strong. And I think we're going to have an opportunity to maybe come around this neck here with some kind of guide as well. That'll kind of give this whole front thing some lateral stability. This thing's going to be crazy, man. Can't wait to drive it. Okay, well, we made some more progress today, and let me show you what I did here. Okay, so we worked on the structure today, and we've pretty well got it all mocked up, more or less. And this is what I'm working on right now. This is like the front gooseneck kind of, and it goes around the extrusion here, or the casting, and it has some bends down there to kind of pull the carriage along so that the scooter doesn't dislodge or just pull out of its bracket there. So that should prevent that, and it's going to all be strapped down, probably clamped down anyway, so it should be pretty secure. So I'm going to pull, after I fabricate this guy up, I'll pull the scooter out. I'm going to weld all of this stuff up, and then I'll paint all the pieces that I have fabricated or ground down, and it'll look all homogeneous again. And then we'll put the seat on, and we'll start thinking about how we're going to cut down the handlebars of the scooter so that they're in a nice, happy place for Mr. Goldberg. So, it's coming along. Okay, we're back working on the Wicked wheelchair, and we're still working on the bracketry for the conversion, and we're just about to fabricate up some retainer straps out of this 1 inch by 1/8 by 16 inch long tube, and we'll stylize it a bit and get her on there. So we're going to clamp the board down to the cradle, and then once that's kind of in position, then I will build the gooseneck for it just to finalize it. So yeah, so it's better that it's kind of clamped down in its final resting position before we build this thing out. So that's what we're going to do now. So stay tuned for that. Hey everybody. So this is where we are. We just got the straps done, and these straps will just basically sandwich the whole scooter body into the subframe here, or the frame of the chair. And now we're going to start working on the neck. So we're going to put the scooter in, clamp it, and just see where it sits, and then we'll build the neck around that, and hopefully it's relatively perpendicular to the ground and level and square and all that stuff, and yeah, get this thing on the road. Stay tuned. Okay, we're making some templates here, or a template for the gooseneck, and we got the general shape cut out thanks to Sticker Mule and their card there. That was handy. And basically the way you want to make something like that, that's obviously not good. So you cut out the opening bigger than the piece, and then you just start filling it in. And you fill it in, put a little tape on things there. And, oops, sorry, I'm filming with one hand, and I'll put the tape on there, and hold on, like that. And then you get a perfect representation of the part you're trying to trim around. And on that side, I just have to do the top now. Okay, and then we'll just make something like that, and I can probably clean that up a little bit, but that's the general idea. And now I will maybe leave a little gap there and go trace that out on the arc droid and cut it out. Alright, I just made my template for that little piece in the front, and I did that by taping the paper template down and tracing it out. And now I should be able to cut it out with the arc droid. And it should just follow the simple trace that I just made with it. So, nice handy way to make some bracketry. And hopefully it turns out. And I don't use this function too often, but I can see how handy it can be. So I'm going to turn on the plasma, get it all cooked up, and get that piece cut. And that was it. And we just cut the plate out, and we ground down the edges, and it fits in there quite nicely. That's all I really wanted there, just something to laterally stabilize the neck and triangulate the lower piece there, which is actually the retainer, kind of keeps the scooter from leaving you. Alright, we're just going to tack this guy in place, and that's probably all we're going to get done. Right, for now. Maybe come back a little later, but yeah, it looks pretty good, nice and flat there. I like it a lot. That's all she wrote. Well, I'll weld it in, but not right now. The gooseneck is mostly fabricated, just a little bit more welding to go, but I can't do it until I detach the scooter from the frame, and I'm not quite ready. I think I'm going to drop the seat in and see how it all looks and feels. Okay, back again, and what we are doing is cutting down the stem today. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I am going to pull these cables out here, and they'll come out through the bottom here, and then I can cut this column and see how we can just kind of shorten this down a little bit. So it's on a pivot down here. Don't know anything about that, but let's do it. Okay, I don't know where I'm going to cut this, but I'm going to start at this little dimple here, I think, and this occurred when it rolled off my bench one day and hit my bandsaw. So it looks like a good place to cut. It's actually in the ballpark, and you can always take more off later. Okay, so we got the stem off, or the post here, and that was pretty hard. Pretty big, heavy aluminum here on this steel fork steerer, and it was clamped on there pretty good, but we got that off. And then we cut down the post. We got a steer tube, and we cut it down, and we welded it on the interface with the stem, and plug welded in 4 spots. So it's freaking hot, should be strong, and should be a nice height for the wicked wheelchair. Okay, this is the back of the chair and the underside, and I had to take off this piece here on both sides so that the wheelchair would clear this rear cross member, the seat frame, and all we sacrificed there was a little bit of rearward adjustability, but that's fine. It's already set up, so shouldn't be a problem. So coming together, we're just going to finish off that seat there, and then we're going to tie the previous substructure into the front crossbar that holds the gooseneck, and that's going to pull all that stuff together, which is going to make it super strong. And yeah, and then I think we're going to be able to disassemble and prepare for a little paint job and start sticking it back together again, which is awesome. So we just cut out these little gussets here on the arc droid, and what they do is tie that cross member into the gooseneck cross member, and that makes everything hopefully nice and strong. And we got a little bit more welding and grinding to do on this guy here, so we're gonna finish welding this, and then we're gonna grind all this down and smooth it all out, and should look nice. So let's do that. Okay, good news. I think we are done fab, weld, and grind, and now we're on to prep for paint. And we'll just blow it off, get all the dust off with some lacquer thinner, and get ready to spray it down. Not going to give it a full entire paint job. I'm hoping the tremclad black blends in nice with this other shiny gloss black here. So yeah, it's coming together. It's been a week of work, and I can't wait to test drive it. It's going to be very interesting, and we'll just see how that goes. So stay tuned for that, because that's going to be cool. All right, we've got it painted up, and that's about it for the fab side on the frame, I think. And we should just be able to put the scooter back in and get the steering just squared away, a couple loose ends. Take it for a drive. Okay, so today is assembly day. So we've got all the frame complete, all the fab work's done and painted, and it's looking nice and shiny, and I think it's going to be pretty strong. So we're going to start by dropping the scooter into the cradle. We're going to put the retaining straps in, then we're going to bolt the seat on, and yeah, and then we're going to see what we need to do after that. But there might be a few little details left here and there, but for the most part, I think we've got most of the fab work done now, and in anticipation of its inaugural test ride. So that should be really fun. So stay tuned for that. Please subscribe and follow along. And this is not what we usually do. We usually work on things, the power pack engine drives. But today we've just been working on a little side project for a fella who is actually quite well known in the recumbent cycling business. That's Joshua Goldberg. You may recognize that name. He's a pioneer in electrification and tricycles and things like that, and he's quite a prolific fella. So we're doing this project for Joshua. Joshua asked me to put this together for him, so that's what we're doing. So I hope it turns out good, and I hope it works good. So let's see how that actually happens. So let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna just get the camera rolling here, and I'm gonna grab this scooter. It's kind of cute. Looks like it's being miniaturized. Okay, so now there's a little trick here to getting all this lined up, and we're just gonna slip this guy in here. Get this on, and then it should just pop in here. It's not exactly popping here. Maybe I should have taken that tape off. Okay, so let's get this back in here and see if we can pop this guy in. And there we go. That's it. That is about all she is. And then these are the two straps that we made just to retain the scooter in here. So this one's going to go on the front. This one will go on the back, and that should secure that scooter in there quite nicely. So let's do it. Oh, this is boring. I'll come back to you when I got it all bolted in. All right, we got the scooter nested in the wheelchair chassis now, and it's all bolted down and seems to be quite solid in there. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, and it's retained by this gooseneck bracket here. And yeah, it should be pretty good, and I think we can still even get to the charging port. I did have to cut a couple little relief cuts in there just so the plug would go in, but I think that should work out okay too. So we're gonna get this guy on charge, get it charged up, put the seat on, and take it for a rip. We're gonna attempt to get the seat in here now. It's a heavy, heavy seat. It pivots basically on these brackets right here, and then what stabilizes the seat is just a couple of gas air shocks. That allows the seat to kind of tilt fore and aft. So yeah, so we'll just stick this in here. Hopefully it goes in nicely, and then it's gonna start taking shape here. Not light. Not light at all. Scratch my paint job up. Oh my gosh. Okay. What is going on here? Oh my god. What have I done? Oh no. Okay, this has got it. There we go. Just like that. Heavy. Okay, now for this guy, we've got some 1/2-inch bolts. And then there's a whole bunch of these nylon washers that go in various locations just to keep things moving nicely. Okay. That's one. That's two. Good. Okay, we'll just leave the hardware out for now. And that looks pretty good. Everything clears here, and we just need to hook up these gas cylinders now. Okay, we're gonna mount the table here and see how it fits. It's mostly together. Even the kids think this is sketchy, this thing. It's gonna be much easier to get it like that. Move this out of the way. Just stand over this thing. Lift your bottoms out. There you go. there you go. That is the scooter, wheelchair. I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna drive it and try it out and see how it feels. I mean, it's got 7 wheels, 8 wheels. It's an 8-wheeled vehicle. There's 2 scooter wheels, there's 2 caster wheels, there's 2 main wheels, and there's 2 anti-tip wheels in the back. It's an 8-wheeled vehicle. Whether that makes it any more or any less dangerous. Yeah. Anyway, but look how nice it is to get in and out of it. It's you just step into it, you put your footrests in position, you crank your handlebars up, lock your stem, you put your feet in there. You got all that under control, and there's a tilting mechanism here. I don't know if I can access it. Whoa. Okay. Oh yeah, the whole thing tilts back. Oh. Well, that's different. It might just work, Joshua. It might just work. Let's try it out. All right, this is the Wicked wheelchair, and it's mostly done. Got to test drive it, but got it all together, and it's looking pretty good, actually. It actually is very accessible, believe it or not, because this stem will fold down out of the way, which is handy, and then these footrests will just fold out of the way. So it's actually relatively easy to get on and off of it now. And then once you're in position, you just put the footrest back in position, flip up the gooseneck, and off you go. Well, today's the big day. Today, we are testing out the Wicked wheelchair. It's cold and snowy here in Canada today, but we got to get this thing tested out before we deliver it to the customer tomorrow and make sure it is running good. So we're going to take her down the street and see for the first time how the Wicked wheelchair actually performs. Okay, we're cruising down the road at 30 kilometers an hour in the Wicked wheelchair, and it's actually working pretty good. It's tracks good, it seems relatively stable, and it's even got cruise control, so I can hold my phone with my right hand, because once it makes this beeping sound, which you just hear probably shortly, you just gotta pin it, there it goes, and now it's in cruise control. And I just need to press the brake down, and it'll shut it off. So I'm going to try to flip the camera around. You can see what's going on here. So here we go. This is how it's working. I'm driving down my road, and the Circuiter electric wheelchair. It's pothole covers, but it doesn't do much. And look at that. Wish I had a selfie stick here, but not bad. That's fun. My hands are freaking cold as hell. It's cold in Canada. Anyway, this thing's working really good. Whoa! I just put the front brake on there. Got a little squirrely. Okay, need my thumb again. So, see ya.
Mentally unstable. Dad, you look crazy. You look like a crazy person right now. No, that's not you.
Here, can you do?
No, you look crazy.
Please.
Crazy.
That's
It
right.
looks like you're actually mentally unstable.
Alright, we're on the Wicked wheelchair and we're taking it out for its first test drive around the neighborhood here, so check it out. It actually works pretty good. It handles pretty well. Front wheel doesn't seem to be driving for some reason, so I don't know what's going on there, and the rear brake doesn't work very good, but it feels pretty good. So I'd say this is a success. Hope you enjoy it, Joshua. I had so much fun on the Wicked wheelchair earlier. I had to come out and get another ride in, so that's what we're going to do now. I feel a lot more confident driving it. I know what it's capable of. And since I got that all-wheel drive working, this thing is a beast. So I am going to demonstrate the high-speed capabilities of the Wicked wheelchair as well as its maneuverability. So let's see how this guy works. Just warm no problem. Turbo mode. That is the Wicked wheelchair. It works awesome. Okay, this is my post thoughts on driving this thing. I figured out how to get the all-wheel drive working on the scooter, and did it ever work? Well, it's got tons of traction. It just bites in and goes. It's remarkably stable down the road. It does 45 kilometers an hour, and it's far exceeding what I imagined possible for a wheelchair powered by an all-wheel drive scooter. And it's a riot. It's turns tight. It seems pretty stable, and it's just a absolute riot to drive. So it's turned out really good. It's far exceeded my expectations. I never thought that it would have such good dynamics, and I hope Joshua likes this thing, because it's potentially dangerous, absolutely, but in the right environment and with a light thumb, it should work really good. So Hope you like it, Joshua.